Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.
So in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the audio quality from the Sony ZV-1 and what kind of settings you should use to get the optimal audio. This is a very difficult and tricky question, so I'm gonna answer it the best way I can, speaking from my personal experience using cameras on YouTube for like 10 years or so. Quick pause, I just had to mention something real quick. You notice that there is something white in the hair of this video. It's not what you think it is. I was trying to shoot this video outside, but it was like snowing. It was like a freaking blizzard. So I decided I'm gonna film this indoors instead. So yeah, that's how things go sometimes. Go figure. Okay, back to the video. So it really all depends, first of all, what you're gonna record it. If you're gonna record with the onboard mic or if you're gonna use something external. Right now, I've connected the Sony ZV-1 to the Rode Wireless Go. So this is a wireless transmitter microphone. And it's quite affordable. I really recommend it. I've been using it for quite some time now and I really like it. And I've got it hooked up to a lavalier mic right here. So the first thing I would say is that it really depends on what distance there is between you and the microphone and what other audio surroundings there are. So for example, outside, I usually never hook it up to an external microphone because I think that the onboard microphone is good enough. So yeah, this is what it looks like when I'm vlogging with the Sony ZV-1. And yeah, image quality looks amazing compared to the smartphone. Getting a full frame out here, that would be something, but holding a full frame at arm's length, that can be heavy, even if you have something like the Sony A7C, which is tiny, but still larger and much heavier. So this is way cooler, I would say. But shooting indoors, I would never shoot with the onboard microphone. And the reason is because, the sound sort of bounces around in the room. And so if I was to, record this with the onboard mic, the audio quality would be kind of bad, okay? And so I prefer to use an external microphone so I could sort of focus in on the audio itself. Right now, there is like a setting on the Sony ZV-1 and pretty much the only thing that you have to do is decide how much gain you want to add. Now, if you put in 0, there will be no audio whatsoever, so you have to have at least something. So currently, what you do is you just hit the function button or you can also go into the settings, but I use the function button and I look at the level and right now I have it set to 10, which is pretty low. To be completely honest, I prefer to have it something like, see now, I'm gonna up it a bit to 13. I think 13 is a kind of a good sweet spot. Yeah, 13 I think is a good sweet spot and this is what I usually record in. I think that the audio levels are pretty good and they don't pick up a lot of noise, from the echo in the room. So I think this is good. But I could also go higher. I could go for something like 15. And boom, now you got something like 15. So I'm guessing that it's kind of too loud, right? But yeah, this is 15. And you get, like, it really all depends also what kind of voice you have. I don't know where my voice is put on like a scale, but some people speak more softly, some people sort of shout. And if people shout, then I would suggest getting something like a 10, gaining level 10, that would be something. But really, I would suggest that you do something like this. You record your settings and test them out basically in that environment. If you're shooting outdoors or indoors, if you're using external or onboard microphone, this is the best way to do it. You just increase the gain from 0 to like something like 10. But I use 10 to 15. That's the sweet spot for me. I've sort of crashed on the audio levels sometimes and had it up to like 26 and it just sounds really, really bad. So I'm not gonna put you through that. But yeah, for me, the sweet spot is between 10 and 15. And I usually go with something like 12 or 13. that's good enough for my needs, I think. So we're testing to vlog with the Sony ZV-1, and it's pretty stable. The image quality is good compared to using a smartphone. Like, there's no sun out, so there isn't too much light, but this looks pretty good. The thing that I react to is that it's kind of cropped in, you know. It's not bad, but gotta try the blur in. Now it's blurred, but I'm gonna try to turn it off. Simple little button here. Yeah, now you can see it clearly in the background, but if I hit the button, boom, it's blurry background. Love that. But you know, that's really not a problem, because you can always use something like this, like a little selfie stick. Any type will do, basically, but something that will extend your arm length, so to speak. So let's try it. And that's more like it. Just gonna, yeah, there we go. Now this is good distance. This is like a meter extended. I don't have to put my arm out, so it's actually good for longer vlogging sessions. I think that's pretty good. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is I have the active image stabilization on, and this will crop in the image a bit more, but you get a bit more stable shot. Now, it's not GoPro stabilization what we're talking about, but I think it's pretty decent. And the audio quality that you're hearing is coming directly to the camera. I don't have the dead cat on, so yeah, that's what it sounds like. But it's not very windy today, and so the audio should not be that heavily distorted. But if you compare something, you know, using like an iPhone, just wanted to show you what it would look and sound like side by side. So yeah, now we are recording with the selfie cam. You got a bit more reach, but let me see if I can match it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, looking at the image quality just on the tiny screens, I'm gonna say that, yeah, the Sony ZV-1 definitely looks better. The iPhone isn't bad, but it's sort of, I don't have the right words to describe it. It's sort of artificial in a way. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah. I mean, if you don't have anything else, then an iPhone will get the job done, but I think I would prefer the ZV-1. Such a depressing day. Like, this is truly depressing weather, but just wanted to mention also that the one thing that I don't like about the Sony ZV-1 is the battery life. It's really not very good. I have hardly filmed anything today. It wasn't a full battery, but still, you know, the battery is flashing that there is not much juice left, so that's not a good sign. Bigger battery would be better. I think that the GoPro battery is actually even bigger, so there is that. Testing out the active image stabilization. Now I turned off the active image stabilization. Just want to show you that you get less cropped in image if you have it like this. I'm not gonna say that this is as stable, but you get a wider image at least. And this is how I'd prefer to vlog, not having to, you know, rely on a selfie stick or anything like that. That's just ridiculous, come on, you know. Now I could try to turn off the image stabilization altogether, but trust me when I say it just doesn't look good. It will be much more shakier than this. This is pretty good. And yeah, I know there is a software that you can use to get the ultimate stabilization, but yeah, I'm not gonna do that, because to require another software, no, Sony, you're gonna have to put in something better than that in the next Sony ZV-1 or 2 or 1X or whatever you're gonna call it. Okay, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.